What's going on, guys? New strategy trading right back at you with another live video. I know it's been a while. First of all, let me say happy Sunday to everybody. Let me make sure I'm loaded on all my pages. Excellent, excellent. Um, we are now streaming on three platforms at once: Facebook, YouTube. Actually, two Facebook pages and YouTube. New strategy trading at YouTube. Hit the like, share, subscribe. Let's get a thumbs up, guys. This was actually supposed to be a personal private class with two of my new traders, two of my new investors. But we was having some technical issues. I actually was having terrible Wi-Fi service, so I had to come to Starbucks to finish this class, and we were still having some technical issues. So I'm decided to just do this class now to give a breakdown of what's going on in the market cycles. We're going to get a little bit into why reading charts is important, what's going on with the stock market right now, what's going on with the cryptocurrency market right now. Is this a time you should be invested? If my guys who have been tracking me and been following my page for a while, y'all know what side of the market I've been on. Um, January, February, on into the first week or two of March, were actually times where we at New Strategy Trading, we were shorting the market. We were in cash predominantly, with the exception of a small percentage of Bitcoin that we would never sell. We were predominantly in cash on most cryptos. And on the market side, we were shorting the market or hedging the market, utilizing put options. And actually, I'm going to show something here. Let me share my screen. Let me send. Okay. All right. So the first quarter of the market, January, February, March, we were betting on the downside. All right. Just to make a long story short, the market was going down. The market actually experienced about a 3 month bear cycle or bear market. It dropped for about 3 months straight. All right. Um, and during that time, most of the people were either scared or lost money and didn't know what to do. But we actually profited a lot the first quarter of the year. And if you've been following my page, you'll see all of our trades, you'll see all of our profits, you'll see all of our trade tickets. We share all of that information to let the people know that we are real deal traders and investors. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the charts and get into what's going on with the market, guys. Why chart reading is necessary when trading and investing. What market cycle we currently in. Okay, should we be invested at all? All right, what's going on with Bitcoin? We're going to discuss all that briefly. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay. Okay. Nice. So we'll start here with Bitcoin. Actually, I want to make the screen bigger. Let's do it like this. Actually, we'll do it like this.
Oh, that's
See
why
how
I'm so
that
happy.
looks.
Let me get my food first. You know what? I'm gonna go to another Starbucks.
Perfect. I like that. Okay. All right. So this is the chart of Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. All right. Each one of these bars represent 1 week. of course, my traders already know the green bars represent up weeks, weeks that Bitcoin rose in price. The price of Bitcoin went up when it's a green bar. These are, by the way, Japanese candlestick bars that we use to read these charts. And of course, the red bars represent down weeks, or weeks that Bitcoin decreased in price. All right. But overall, these bars form trends. Okay. So if you look at the overall trend of Bitcoin, which has an all-time high around 69,000, if I go to my tools here and draw a trend line arrow, and I start back here, March 9th, 2020, Bitcoin was at around 4,000. When it was around 4,000, right? Okay, do it like this. All right, better. Okay, and then I bring that arrow up to where we are now, and I'm gonna actually change that green because green represents up. Okay, we'll see that the overall trend from March 9th, 2020 to now went from 4,000 in price to 46,000. It's in an uptrend. The trend is clearly going up over time. And if we go back further in time, you can see it rising even more. So that's an uptrend. So you have some down weeks within that uptrend, but those down weeks were only opportunities to buy. Meaning, if you bought every time Bitcoin crashed throughout the history of its life, 12 years, even if you started in 2020, if you bought that crash March 2020 at 4,000, it is now at 40,000. You do the math. Go ahead. Break out your calculator right now. Do the math. Okay. So what's happening now, what has happened, and if you've been following our pages, our videos, you'll know there's a 3-month crash here. There's a 3-month drop in Bitcoin here. That started right here around November and lasted. And now we're getting support, and we're starting to get big green bars breaking back above the moving averages, poised to make a new high. All right. So what happens is when we go through these market cycles during these uptrends, we have big drops or collapses or crashes. But the average person will look at those crashes, and if they didn't buy at the right time, those crashes will hurt them. But if they bought at the right time, those crashes will help them because they'll give them an opportunity to go in and buy more. So professional traders and investors buy uptrends when they drop. And, for the most part, you want them to drop to major moving averages that are still rising. We'll get into that later. Some of my traders already know about moving averages. All right. My cash kids should know all about that. My nieces know all about that. All right. So historically, Bitcoin is in a major uptrend. The problem is people buy at the wrong time. For example, down here, if you bought anywhere around 2020, you bought low, and you had some major profits as it rose here within that next year, from March 2020 to March 2021. Within that 1 year, you made a ton of money. So let's say if you bought in, you put $1,000 in March 2020, and March 2021, that 1,000 has turned into 40,000. Because it went from 4,000 to 40,000. So if you put in 1,000, your 1,000 turned into 40,000. It timed itself by, well, actually it timed itself by 10, not by 40. So that 1,000 turned into 10,000. So your money timed itself by 10 in 1 year. Now, what should you have done, or what should you have even started to do as your money started to triple and triple and quadruple and quintuple 5 times, 6 times? What should you have been doing? A rookie or novice would have just sat there. Some rookies would have sold after it tripled or quadrupled. They would have sold everything and missed the 10 times. But a professional would have sold a certain percentage as it pops high, took profit, 75% of profit, and took that profit back and bought back in when it dropped. Boom, let it pop again. Wait for another drop. Boom, let it pop again. Take a certain percentage. Take 75% of your profits. Once it dropped back down here, which is what I did around July of 2021, this was your opportunity to take all those profits you've accumulated and buy back more around 30K. Then you get another double as it goes from 30 to 60. Right now, it's the same opportunity to do that again. So literally within the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been heavily accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin in particular. All right. So we've gone through a crash. Now we're experiencing another boom cycle. So we're expecting Bitcoin to break that 69,000 and head towards 70, 80, and then on towards 100. Because I've heard people tell me that Bitcoin is going back down to 20,000, and it just hasn't. And at this point, it can't. I don't even see it going back down to test 30 at this point. I mean, it will have to break the trend line. It will have to break the support. It's just nothing. It's nothing technically in these charts that are showing any weakness at all. Nothing. All right, so we're heavily invested in that, and we're also heavily invested in the equity or the stock market. So let's go look at. Let's just go to the NASDAQ. I'll start with the NASDAQ. Okay. Same thing with the NASDAQ. Went through the crash. This is the weekly. Went through the crash here. Boom. About 3 months. And now the stock market and the crypto market is running consecutively. It's running together now. It's running in tandem, moving together. So you could clearly see, boom, the crash, drop to the support, double bottom, huge green bar on volume. And now the uptrend should continue because we also got a follow-through day on the daily charts. If we switch from weekly to daily, we can see the double bottom and the ABC pattern, which is the start of a new trend. All right, here's the first drop. Big green bar came down, tested that low. Once it tested that low and broke that new high, boom, that's your follow-through day. Hit the 200, it's pulling back, and it should continue to rise higher. And if we put the rest of the moving averages on here, which is the 50 and the 20, and the 10, you can see it finds support right here at the 10-period moving average. All right. Guys, just to give y'all a little heads up, my team is heavily invested right now. We're heavily, man, we're almost 100% invested on all accounts, and that's rare. That's something I rarely do. But these moments and times that we're in are just as rare. This is the market bottom. Don't miss this opportunity. A lot of people have ignored me for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. Don't miss this one. And I'm glad because I have actually 3 new traders. 3 new, including my brother-in-law, Big Ray. Big Ray just started his account as well. All right. So we got some action going on. We're heavily invested. PayPal, Ford. This is the bottom on Ford. Look at that. That is the bottom, right? Marvel, the semiconductor stock. Apple, which is 5 shares of Apple. Apple just completed a double bottom pattern. It's headed to break those highs of 182, 184. Facebook, believe it or not, Facebook, yeah, it will come back. Robinhood, we are so heavily invested in Robinhood, it's crazy. I mean, we've got over 150 shares alone, not including the leaps, which are long option contracts. This is the bottom for Robinhood. Robinhood has an all-time high of 80. Actually, it is 85.17. It's at 13.50. Some people will call me crazy for calling this the bottom. In fact, most people that don't know how to read charts would call me crazy for calling this the bottom. But why do I call this the bottom in Robinhood? There's one simple reason. It's a pattern. This is a very, very, very special chart pattern. You got different names for this pattern. You got the ABC. You got market structure low. Oliver Velez calls it a well-complete triple bottom, inverted head and shoulders. I mean, you could go on and on. But boom, made a low here. Came up, tested that low, same low around $10. Tested it 3 times. 3 times it tested that low. Then, boom. But that breakout here, it made a new high from here, but it didn't make a new high from here. Your first new high is called a market structure low. This signals the bottom, and this signals a turning event. So Robinhood came out, it went public around 80. It's been going down ever since. This pattern is probably the most important pattern in technical analysis to spot the market. And this day here, March 29th, it broke out. It broke that high. It completed the market structure low. It broke out above that 1535. And for the past 3 days, it's been pulling back on low volume. And as it's been pulling back, guys, we've been buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. We've got so much Robinhood right now. It's crazy. And watch what I tell you is about to happen within the next few weeks. Watch. I don't know if Robinhood will make it to 80. I don't know if it'll make it to 80. I don't know. But I will say I will call it a double at least to 33. I'll call that. When it hits that, I'll pull 75% of my profits, let the rest ride. If it breaks 80, I'll wait for a pullback, then I'll buy more. All right. Ford. We're heavily invested in Ford. Let's look at Ford chart. Ford pulled back to the 20-period moving average, the same triple bottom. It hasn't made its new high yet, but I'm confident that it will for various reasons. Various reasons. This is the support zone. The 16, 17 area, that's the support zone. All right. Expedia, Neo. Expedia looks like it's working on a cup with handle pattern. Classic cup with handle pattern. All right. Actually, Expedia has been going up the past 2 days while the market's going down. So it's kind of outperforming. So we're expecting a big breakout in Expedia. All right. So that's our current state of the market right there. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in the market. It's buy. You don't have much more time. I'm gonna tell you that. Bitcoin now. Let's look at Bitcoin. It just broke above. Bitcoin's next target is 50K. It's gonna break above the 200 period moving average on the daily chart. 50K. Once it breaks above 50K, I wouldn't. You should have been buying. If you haven't been buying, I would. If I were you, let me take that back. I ain't gonna tell you what you should have been doing. If I were you, I would have been accumulating Bitcoin. And if you haven't been accumulating Bitcoin, if I were you, I would start accumulating now before it hits 50,000. Once it hits 50,000, it's probably gonna start to explode towards the upside, break back above 69.70. All right. That's the cycle that we're in. Charts are important. Charts are important charts are important because the charts help you to see the cycles. You won't know the cycles unless you know how to read the charts. Charts tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to take profits, when to cut your losses short. Meaning when you get into a trade and you're down $50, you have to get out of that trade if that's your limit of your loss limit. If you tell yourself, all right, I'm entering this trade, I'm not going to lose no more than $50. Once you lose $50, you have to get out of that trade. It's no questions asked. Exit the trade, move on to the next one. Follow your discipline, follow your own rules. All right, charts are everything you need. That's all you need. Whatever you want to invest in, show me the chart. You get a stock tip. Somebody says, hey, man, I heard about this new company. Show me the chart. Hey, man, you should buy gold and silver. Show me the chart. Hey, man, Bitcoin's going to go down. You should not invest in Bitcoin. Show me the chart and prove it to me on the chart via technical analysis, which is the science of chart reading in the financial markets. You have to be able to show me via these charts. The charts are your guide to knowing the future price of the security in which you are investing in. Bitcoin, Apple, whatever. All right. So right now, New Strategy Trading is buying for the upside. For the past 3.5, 4 months, we've been shorting the market. The crash is over. This is the bottom. Yes, I'm calling it. This is the bottom. Bitcoin will not go back below 30,000. No, it will not. Somebody just asked me that question. I don't even see it going back below 35. No. All right. So let me see if we got any more questions. Okay, we do got some questions. Let me stop the screen. Okay. Okay, Nuba says, so say I put it 500 in, then I get 1,000. Do I just take that extra 500 out and let that same 500 get me another 5, or leave that 1,000 in and get more? Good question. That's a good question. Our strategy at New Strategy Trading is, let's say we make a $500 investment and we get a 100% return, meaning we double our capital, we double our money, we turn 500 into 1,000, right? Depending on how fast we get that double determines whether or not we sell everything or sell a portion and let the rest ride. Okay, if I get a double real fast, I'm selling, I'm taking the profits, and then I'll wait for another buying opportunity. It just depends. But what we don't do is let profits erase. When we see profits, big profits in short periods of time, we'll start to take profits. Now, the money in your financial account is money that you would never touch. You don't have to invest it all, but it's money that you won't touch. So if you turn 500 into 1,000, and let's say you take that 500 profit, leave the 500, then wait for another buying opportunity to put the other 500 profit back in, which would now you'd be looking for another 1,000 to 2,000, another double. So that's how that works. It's called compound trading. You take your profits and you will reinvest your profits on the next move. Good question, by the way. All right. So I think that's it. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. Like I said, this was supposed to be a personal class with my traders, but we had some technical issues, so we'll do that later. But guys, listen to me now. 2022, I've been saying this all through the crash. All the profits we made while the market was dropping, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, saying as soon as this reverses, going. I've been telling everybody, soon as this market drop is over, I'm putting every dime besides the cash in my wallet. And that's what I did. We fully invested. Bitcoin, Ethereum, a little bit of Litecoin, Ford, Apple, Robinhood, Expedia, PayPal, Roku. I mean, you name it, Facebook, whatever. Just, whew. Robinhood at $13.50. Within the next year, within the next 1 to 2 years, watch what Robinhood is going to be. You heard it here. New Strategy Trading signing out. Big shout out to all my new traders. Big shout out to all my new investors. 2022 will be our biggest year, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm about to finish my coffee. Well, actually, my mocha, cafe mocha. New Strategy Trading signing out.